now bring in former Ohio State Senator and national co-chair of Bernie Sanders' 2020 campaign, Nina Turner. Nina, welcome back as always. What's your read on her leaving the Democratic Party after being the messenger for it? A genuine exit, or is this for book sales?
It's definitely for book sales, Markie. But, there's nothing unique about what she's doing in this moment. But what is quite stunning is how she went against folks for President Biden, knowing full well that he was not up to the task. I mean, I had to stop myself from laughing when she said we can't keep up with him in that CNN interview, when she knew that that was not the truth. Listen, I get it as the press secretary for a political figure. You got to carry their water, or you have to leave. If she had integrity, knowing what she knew and so many others knew as the Democratic Party top brass lied to the American people and really hurt the faithful of the party, she should have left the job and then wrote the book. She would have had more integrity.
So do you think she's going to lay that out in the book? I mean, do you think any part of the book is going to be an admission of guilt or what she knew, didn't know? Like, how is she going to portray Biden and her time there?
I doubt it. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, we now know from reports that she was leaking, some of the information and documents to her publicist, which was wrong. So I'm not sure what she's going to do. Mark, I think that the media in particular and the American people in general need to understand that when people like her come out, people like Beto or people like Buttigieg, they coming out after the fact. When you have people like myself and others, even Congressman Castro, who ran for president, said very clearly that he did not believe that President Biden was up to the task. And that was seems like a lifetime ago. He's been disappeared. And I'm not saying that tongue in cheek. But my major point is people like her and others who coming out now that the Democratic Party has a 27% approval rating, coming out now after the leadership of the party deceived the American people. That is really, really rich.
Yeah. And, speaking of numbers, meanwhile, you have new signs that Americans are growing frustrated with both parties. There's this new CNN poll that finds a higher number of respondents say neither party has strong leaders, neither party can get things done, or is the party of change. I will say Democrats have a slight edge on being the party of the middle class. But what does this tell you about voters' feelings? And what should Democrats be taking away from this poll and on the heels of Jean-Pierre leaving the party? Anything?
Well, I'm really happy that polling like this is coming out, that that voters are being asked the question, because so often these silos of who's Democrat, who's Republican, you can never get at the heart of this. I am right with those people. I travel this country even still, as you know, Markie. I traveled this country with Senator Sanders both times when he ran. And people are frustrated, and they've been frustrated for a long time. But you have two corporate interests, one being the RNC, the other being the DNC, that control our elections. It is asinine to put over 300 million people and try to cram us into two political parties. So I understand that polling both anecdotally and understand that polling now with the facts that just came out. As far as the Democrats, they need to stand up for the people and stop playing games. You cannot be half for the people. Both parties owe it to stand up. The cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, this big, unbeautiful bill that is really going to rock so many people. Both parties have an obligation to stand up for working class people. And the Democratic Party, unlike the Republican Party, they put up illusion. When the Republican Party comes straight out and let folks know we're going to cut your stuff. So Democrats have to do an autopsy. They have to be honest about how they failed, how they allowed President Donald J. Trump to win again, winning the popular vote and electoral college. That lies squarely at the feet of the leadership of the Democratic Party, not the faithful, Markie. But what hurts me and gets to me the most is the betrayal. And I would hope that we stop lifting up people like Jean-Pierre, like Beto, like Buttigieg, like any of these other Johnny and Jill come-latelys. When they had a chance to be honest, they failed. And what the American people hate the most, they'll forgive most things, is hypocrisy and liars.
And being lied to. Well, Nina, would you come back on after the release of her book and you and I do a deep dive? I would love to comb through the contents with you further later on.
I would love that, Markie.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.